Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This week I am going to revisit the Natural Botanicals set. I really like this set and I haven't used it since I introduced it. And I have got the new Lasting Linen stamp that I'm doing the background with. This one I've used Blooming Phrases for the Happy Birthday, and this is Berry Burst and Mossy Meadow. And I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white that I stamped the Lasting Linen on. And I stamped that in gray granite. And then I've got a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 matte in gray granite that I cut the middle out of with the textured notes dies. And I'm actually going to use the piece I cut out in the card I'm making on the video. So the card I'm making on the video is slightly different. We don't need the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece. But I wanted to use the centerpiece that I cut out of this one. And I wanted to do something that was just a little bit more masculine. I don't often get requests for masculine cards, but I really haven't done any lately. So what have I got? I have got a gray granite card base. I have got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white that I have used one of the textured notes dies to cut the middle out of. So I only need one piece of 5 1/4 by 4 because I'm going to cut the middle out. I've got again that middle that I used or cut out of the other card, and then I've got Happy Birthday from the Simply Said greeting kit that I've cut out with the textured notes die, and then just laid it down on a piece of gray granite and then trimmed it out. So I will show you how I use the Lasting Linen stamp, and it's a big background stamp. And I am going to do the background in this one in Misty Moonlight instead of the gray granite. So I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I have the stamp upside down on the big block. If you've got a Stamparatus, you can absolutely use your Stamparatus. But I wanted to show you how to use these big background stamps without a Stamparatus because they are no longer available from Stampin' Up. So I'm going to take my piece of basic white that I've cut out, and I'm just going to drop it down on the stamp. And then I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'm just going to press this down so that I know that I've got good coverage. If this was a whole piece, I'd be rubbing my fist around it. But I just want to make sure that I've got all the ink I can on the frame. So I'm going to take this off and then lift this up. And there we go. So, and I just use baby wipes to clean this. I'm just going to pop this off to the side for now. You should see, I've said it before, but the whole side of my desk that you can't see on the camera is just stacked with stuff. I'll just put this over here. I'll just put this over here. And through the magic of television, I clean it all up afterwards. Okay, let's attach this. I'm not dimensionalizing anything except the greeting on this. So I'm just going to run some adhesive all the way around the edge of this frame. And then we're just going to pop it down on the card base. Okay. So actually I need to be just over just a bit. Okay. So I love how bright that is on the gray granite. Now this piece, we can pop down as well. If you wanted to dimensionalize this piece, you absolutely could have it stand up just a little bit. So why don't we do that? But I'll do that afterwards. Let me just get some dimensionals out so I don't forget to do that. But for now, let's work on the middle. And I'm going to grab that another piece of scrap paper, just so I'm not stamping on my desktop here. Okay, I've got this leaf and I've got the little leaf, and I'm going to do the large leaf in the Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to do first value with the detail like that. Okay, and I'm just going to keep working my way down like this, and I'm just going to pop a little bit up there and then a little bit down here. Okay, now I need to clean off my stamp, because the nice thing about the Natural Botanicals stamps is that you can flip them over. Some of them are absolutely perfect images, like this one, and this one, and the little leaf are identical when you flip them over. The other ones that are shaped, not so much, but you can use them as kind of a, you know, a bit of more of a aesthetic type vibe. So what I'm going to do, I now have the back of the stamp. I'm going to stamp it off, and I'm going to pop it down. This doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to get some ink on the paper. And the reason that I did the first value detail first is I find it easier to line up the lighter color over top if the darker color is down first. I find it more difficult to line up a dark color over the lighter image. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to close that one up. I'm going to come back in with the gray granite and the small leaf. And I've got the detail side out. So I'm just going to add in just a couple of leaves. Doesn't need to be a lot. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to clean that one off. I've got my Stampin' Scrub just next to me here. And then I'm going to ink up that back, stamp it off, and then set it down just to fill in that background. Okay, and actually I don't need this piece underneath here anymore. We're going to pop this down. There we go. Stamp away. And that one was really crooked. There we go. I love how with photopolymer stamps you can actually see where you need to put more ink down. Okay, so that is the front of our card, and I said we were going to dimensionalize it, so I will attach this to the front of the card like this. And the reason there's some ink on there is I was checking how to do second value with the lasting linen, and with the gray granite you can't do second value, it's too light. Okay, so we need some dimensionals now. So I'm just going to pop one there, one there, one there, and one there, like that. Okay, and then we're just going to peel the backings off. And I can't wait to see how this card comes together, because I have this picture in my head and I want to see if it comes out exactly the same as what's in my head. So we're just going to pop this down like this. There we go. This is actually turning out way brighter than I expected it to. I thought this would be a little bit dull, but it's actually pretty fabulous. So I need to decide where I'm going to put the happy birthday down. I think I am going to pop it up at the top there. There's a bit of an empty space there. Just pop that down, and I'm going to bring in my Charming Shimmer Faceted Gems, which I used on this one as well, and I'm just going to pop a few of them just around. Put one there like that, and these are slightly darker, but that is okay. I'm going to pop one down here like this. I'm not going to put any on the happy birthday. I think I'll just leave that as it is, but that's 2 cards using the Natural Botanicals stamps and introducing the Lasting Linen background stamp. I think the Lasting Linen is going to become a favorite background stamp for me. And again, we used Blooming Phrases for this one, and we used Simply Said for this one. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.